All right guys, today we're gonna install the MBRP exhaust. I just got word that the exhaust just got here. They're bringing them over here, here they are. We have 2 exhausts, special delivery from MBRP. So MBRP sent us 2 pre-production prototype pieces. And from what I understand, I haven't seen these, I haven't opened these yet. One is gonna be a system that's gonna be on the outside, a dual exit, and then we're gonna have a center exit. Today we're gonna install the center exit, but let's open this one up and see what it is. So from looking at this is gonna be the center exit system, as you guys can see here. And this is where the valve is actually gonna go. And these are gonna probably be your tips. Maybe a tip here, a tip here. Let's check these out. We actually requested something special from them. And these aren't it. But we asked them to do like a tip with a carbon outside with a blue tip on the inside. If you guys watch some of our videos on the 8.6 platform, the MBRP has some really cool tips. I'm gonna assume that these are some backing plates, but let's get this stock exhaust off. But it looks like this is just gonna pop up in here and it's gonna cover up this hole. So that's gonna be super, super cool. It's pretty heavy actually for what it is, but you got a resonator system up front. You got 3 hangers. You got one here, one in the back, and one in the very front section. This is considered the cat back for this car because the front pipe actually has cat in it. So look at this long thing here. So this is your front pipe with a cat. Goes all the way up to the turbo housing up there. One of the first things I want to do now that I have the system down, I looked at everything. This is going to come with an extra hanger that's going to hang on to the passenger side to give this extra support. I'll show you guys how that works when we get up there. The first thing I want to do is I want to take off this valve. So we're going to check this out for the first time. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to take with this 10 mil here. I'm going to actually pull the valve off itself. So I got these 3 10 mils. Okay, let's get this out. Had a little bit of pressure on it as it came out, but here's that. And from what I understand from everybody's talks and on the forums and everything, this thing needs to be plugged in. So they provided an actual spot for this to be installed. Let's get this off. This isn't too bad. Let's take a look at it here. This is gonna fit in right here. This is going to come in place, and 2 of these came with extra bolts. So I'm going to put these on the one on the front here, and this is just basically like a relocation. I think we're going to need to put some washers in here. Let's take a look. So they provided one of these because on there one has a nut welded on the back side. So we're going to use the 3 bolts that came with the Toyota, but this is going to go right through here. Okay, and we're gonna get this one through here. And all we're doing is, you know, since this, we're pretty much making this like a dummy system over here, tricking the car. Okay, can I get these 3? So that one, yeah. So these 3 are gonna go in. This plate actually is threaded already. So we're going to put these in place here. Okay. This is going to go with our 10 mil again. I'm not going to over tighten these. I'm going to wrench on these ones though a little bit more. Okay, so this is a relocation of the actuator itself. And again, you can look this way. Come on in this way maybe. You can see it's not doing anything. It's just kind of there. Okay, so then this will plug right back in. Now what we got over here is this is actually really nice. It's going to be an extra support mechanism. So I got some nuts and bolts that they gave us, and I'm going to mount this here, and this is going to go to the stock exhaust hanger. So now I'm gonna wrench them down. I'm not gonna get these super tight because the adjustment will come when I put this up in the air. See, it's got a little bit of play to it. I'm just gonna snug it up. We need this hanger, so these are actually coming off super easy. So this is gonna go up in the air. These two are gonna go on that piece back there. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw me, but I slid that up there real quick. So the next part is to actually just get these hangers in here. There's one. You kind of got to do them at the same time because, so actually what I would suggest if I did this again is I would do this, both of the stock ones on the bottom, I would put them on the unit itself first. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna get this center section in first. Actually, I actually put these on since I needed to kind of work them on a little bit. Now I'm gonna go up in this, I'm gonna put this top one on, and I'm gonna actually take this off the stock. Okay guys, so what I did is I relocated the hangers to the unit itself. It's gonna make it easier to actually hang this. So let's get the center one. Okay, there's that. Let's go over here and get this one. And there it is. Put the exhaust hangers on this unit. This is actually a really easy install as exhaust installs go. So the only thing I need to do is I need to plug this in, make sure that it's not getting in the way of anything, and then I need to tighten this clamp up here. And this is pushed all the way forward. So this is gonna be really simple. Once I get this over, get this here, and go from there. So, got enough clearance here. Got enough clearance, pretty good clearance actually. Once this thing gets pushed up there. Then we gotta get some tips on this thing. I'm just clipping this back in. Just literally clips in place just like that. And I didn't see any provisions for this, so I'm just gonna leave this as is. And should be fine, not an issue. And so we added one more socket to the mix. This is a 15. So before you tighten this, you just want to make sure that it's actually pushed in really tight. So that's as good as it's going to get. And then I'm going to tighten it up from there. I'm going to get while I'm here, I'm going to put the 14 back on, and I'm going to tighten these front ones up. There she is. Okay, so this is good. This is nice and secure. Clearance is good. All right, let's get some tips on this. Let's lower it down a little bit so you guys can see. As you guys saw in the earlier video, I opened this up, but there's a lot of boxes here. So I just opened this one up thinking it was a match, but this is the burnt tip. So earlier in the video, I was talking about this with actually a burnt tip. If you guys really want the carbon with a nice blue haze to it here, just like this, let us know and we'll see if they can actually do that for us. But this is what we're gonna put on the car. Which one would you guys do? I think I'm gonna go with the burnt tips to start with, but I kind of like these carbon tips. I think I'm gonna go with the carbon. Let's go with that. So we had to add another socket into the mix. So these are held on by a 13, and I believe the stainless ones had an Allen key. But what I did is I actually rotated these around so I can get these both in the center here. And you can adjust these tips all the way in, about here, or you can bring them out pretty far. You actually bring them out to right about there, to be honest with you. So it depends what look you're looking for. I'm gonna kind of go with a flush to the bumper look. Let's get them straight up and down. Pull this guy out just a little bit. Those look pretty good to me. We got the actual covers for these as well, so we're gonna cover these holes. So that, I'm excited to see how that's gonna work out. I think this was the instructions, guys. But hey, in all reality, this is a pretty straightforward exhaust. There was 4 or 5 different sockets that I needed, all the way from 10, a 13, a 12, a 14, and a 15. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy install. So let's get this thing on the ground and fire it up. So guys, if you guys remember earlier, I told you I was gonna keep this loose for adjustment. So this will allow the system to actually center itself up. So I'm just gonna loosen this up a little bit and let it sit a little more natural. This is like loose, if you will, and you can adjust this. So I'm gonna push this off to this side a little bit, and I'm gonna come back and tighten this up. Pro tip, leave this loose, and then you can adjust this after the fact, and that'll help get your exhaust perfectly centered. So I'm gonna wrench this down now. Now that I got everything in place. What do you guys think? So we got put the carbon tips on, that's what we ended up with. Now we see these 2 giant holes here, but we got a solution. MBRP was actually cool enough to send us this, actually a block off plate. So let's figure out what this is all about. This looks like a 3D printed unit right now, but it's gonna be super cool if they actually include this. So all the details will be on our website, but first let's go check this out and then let's get this on the ground and go for a ride. So what this did, I mean, the design was really genius of them. It just kind of slides right in place. It's really that simple. There's actually a groove that it fits in, so it's not gonna really flap around. So really a good job on this. Super excited about that. And I'm actually really excited. I want to see what the dual system looks like. One quick adjustment from down below. These things look like they're even, but I want to get these out just a little bit. I want to get that MBRP logo. Let's check it out. It's all to me. Alright guys, so I'm out driving this for the first time, and the in-cabin noise is actually a little bit better than stock in my opinion. You know, like the car has that drone, you know? If you guys own one of these, you know what I'm talking about. Like, right in the beginning, it's just like really drony. I mean, you can sit here, let me get this AC on real quick though, it's hot in Vegas. Let's turn this thing on. As you guys can tell, like, it doesn't have as much drone in my opinion, right? It's sitting here at idle. Now maybe at a cold start it did a little bit, but I think the sound is a lot better. It's more pure, it's deeper. I really like it. So let's just go have some fun with this. So if you guys remember, we have the prototype MST intake on here too, so you get a lot of turbo flutter in this car. You can hear the turbo, I can hear it just whistling a little bit too. So we got this thing in sport mode right now. And just driving around some safe areas. So one thing, this is gonna smoke a lot. There's always oils and materials on the inside. So if you guys get this system, it's kind of smoky. It's just one of the ones out there. I don't know if there's a lot of oil on the inside when they bend the metals and stuff, but we didn't blow our motor. I promise there might be a clip that you guys see where I was filming with the phone, but it sounds really good. I really like this. I feel like the car actually shifts a lot faster now too. I don't know if it's just smoother RPM wise. So let's go down here a little bit and let's just get some normal driving conditions and see how it feels and sounds. This car is still 367 miles, so it's still breaking in a little bit. But we've done a lot of heat cycles with it, so I'm one that kind of believes like just drive it like you stole it when you get it. But we do break these in some heat cycles. We don't rev them up all the way. I'm getting a little bit more than I have in the past now that there's an exhaust on this car. So let's get all the nannies off. So again, remember, if you guys watched, I did a video on the dash and the cluster and everything. So one press on the traction control is going to turn everything off. But if you hold it for 5 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the expert light comes off. So I still haven't got an answer if that means everything is officially off, or when the expert mode is on, it's actually better. So let me know if you guys know, put a comment below. So I switched the drivetrain to the 3070, so now we're a little more rear wheel drive bias. So before I was actually sparking the tires a little bit. So I really like this, highly recommended, man. This car, every time I get in this car is just more and more fun to drive. Alright guys, the more and more I drive this car, the more and more fun this is, man. If you're a GR fan, this car out of the GR family, super cool, super different than a Supra, very different than a GR86. This car is pure Toyota. Now that it's got all the cool sounds from the prototype intake we have, we got a lot of cool projects coming up for this. So make sure you guys stay tuned and watch us on the next video. The next video that we'll push out is going to be the next or the other MBRP system. So hopefully by the time you guys see this, we'll have some pricing and pre-orders will be available for this system. But I highly recommend it. I don't think it's going to be priced too high. I think it's going to be priced just right for this car. And we're going to find out about the tips and everything like that. So stay tuned and see you guys on the next video. Thanks.